everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pop Off the Clock. I'm Brenda.
Hey, everyone. I'm Yoseline. Thank you for tuning in once again.
Thanks, guys. It has been quite the week of pop culture, and I think you all know what we're talking about. The Met Gala was this Monday, because it's Met Gala Monday, and a whole lot of things to talk about, as well as the rest of the world. But before we get to that, Yoseline, how have you been?
I feel like I always forget that I'm so boring, guys, and it's just... I don't even know what I've done this week. I've just been at work doing the most at work.
You read a book? You read a good book.
Oh, I read a book. We read a book. We're going to post this episode this week, too. It was our monthly book. And last month, the error of finishing the book so quickly in the beginning of the month that by the time we recapped it at the end of the month, I kind of forgot like major parts. So I kept putting this one off until like literally 2 days before. And I'm like, I stayed up. I think I was like, I needed 190 pages, like by
the
end of by the beginning of the workday. And my plan was to bring my book with me and just read in between like little pockets of the day. Well, I forgot my book at home, so I looked it up. The audiobook was for free online.
Are you serious?
Yes. So
do they have voices? Or
it's
one voice?
A girl. It's a girl, but she does the
inflection inflection.
Whatever that is. She did that. So nice. I was able to catch up a good decent amount while I was reading. Yeah. However, I read faster. I do realize that because I felt that
it's like taking it like
it was just
time.
I think I just read faster in my head when I'm like going through it, because when I actually ended up listening to the audiobook at work, and then when I got home at night, I'm like, oh, maybe I should just like listen to the audiobook but follow along while I'm reading. But I would go so much faster than her, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna.
Can't you like quick speed it?
Oh, I can't. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, I don't know. I've never used an audiobook before.
Oh, well, I do that for podcasts, like the one we're gonna the Call Her Daddy.
Call Her Daddy. Oh, I should have.
I do it like 2x, and I can understand everything perfectly.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do with YouTube videos.
I did that for the Kardashian ones, like whenever they're on like not fat, not skinny. Okay. Yeah. So I stayed up and I like bawled my eye. Like I'm like mourning deaths today.
You're in recovery right now.
I am so like my friend, we were driving here and she tells me something and it wasn't even that big of a deal, and I started to tear up and she's like, why are you tearing up? And I'm like, I literally lost 3 people last night. Like, and she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, it was an intense book towards the end. Like all this.
I cried, and Carlos was like right next to me, and he had been like, he watched a movie, he was on his phone, he like played his video game, he was like trying to talk to me, but I'm like gonna finish this book because I don't want to like have to read it tomorrow. And at the end I was crying. He was like, why are you crying? And I was like, it's because the book. Like, you don't get it.
You'll never get it. So yeah, that was me. I literally had to wake up and like put ice on my face because I woke up so like teary-eyed. But so I'm still a little tender from that. Aside from that, we had picture day at work yesterday, and it was just
stressful for me. It was stressful for me.
Yeah, it's just a lot. Like
Yoseline is like can take any kind of picture.
I can't, guys.
She is very photogenic. I was struggling a lot. I was like, man, I do not know what to do with my hands. They're like, do different poses. I'm just like, this is my one pose. They told me that
too, but I'm like, I don't get it.
I was like, I'm just gonna do this, and I don't know what else I did. I think I just stood. Oh, I did the thing with the hands, and that was it.
It was like for me, it was like 3 poses.
And you like knocked it out.
But I would just rotate them. Okay. See, that's the thing. Like, it also depends on the photographer. We had, I think it's been a while where we had like a female, which she actually was just like, oh, let me fix your hair. And girl, I just feel more comfortable where it's like, you will let me know if something's off, and that like takes one thing less off of you. And we were just chilling. It did get to a point though where I was taking pictures and no one else was behind me in line. So we just kept taking pictures, and it just kind of whatever made me look like very conceited, but whatever. Just keep going.
I feel like people were just shy to take their picture.
Yeah.
I personally I hate taking pictures. I literally can't think of anything more frustrating.
I do too, but then we got the full body ones.
Oh yeah,
those make me nervous because I always remember America's Next Top Model where she's like, you have to model from your like tip of your head to the bottom of your toes. And I've noticed that like I would take great pictures, but like my hands would be like like all claws.
Like claws.
And then so now I like have to be aware of like, okay, where are my legs? Where are my knees? Where are my fingers? Like, where am I placing this? Because you're so worried about, am I smiling? Do I look okay? Where you don't realize your like hands are all like, ugh.
All twickle.
Like mine, I took a picture one time where I had my hands like this, and I was like,
you look like you're about to come out of like a genie.
So I just keep that. But aside from that, I think we had a good. I think you looked good in pictures. You looked good.
Me,
I saw a few, but you are. But I think your hair looks great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I kept curling it. Like my hair
is like that. It just won't curl anymore.
No, yeah, my hair's straight, so that's all it knows. It doesn't know anything curvy. I actually didn't wash my hair last night because I was like, I don't know.
I rarely wash my hair,
so it's kind of wavy. So since I work out after work, I can't not wash my hair.
There's like this stuff, but I don't know how good it is. Like.
Also, I could use dry shampoo, but sometimes I don't like dry shampoo. And wasn't it like super toxic?
Very specific. Yeah, one brand,
but
very
like,
specific. Dry shampoo is not good for you because it actually dries up your scalp.
Okay,
and it can develop into like dandruff.
Okay,
because you get dry skin. However, if the trick apparently is to be to whenever you do wash your hair, it has to be a clarifying shampoo, so it's like a deep clean to start fresh, so you don't leave residue.
I'm curious. I use the Mondays shampoos.
Right now, I'm using the Way one.
The Way,
like the Jen Atkins one.
Oh, okay. How much are those?
They're expensive. I got the travel size of the clarifying one because they told me like, oh, you should get a clarifying one, and because I very rarely wash my hair, it does it lasts long. Yeah. I have some of the Jonathan Van Ness stuff products.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I had ordered his his cream where you put it in your hair for it to air dry, and it kind of gives it a really defined wave. Oh. It's really cute, actually. So if you have somewhat of a wave.
I would want, because I do. That's why sometimes when I get out of the shower, I brush the ends. That way the rest can wave because it gets kind of wavy.
Okay.
It doesn't curl, but it kind of gets kind of close to a curl sometimes.
Yeah, so I kept that. And then I found his shampoo in at TJ Maxx.
Oh, see, I need to be better about looking through TJ Maxx.
My hair is always my last priority because I don't know what to do with my hair. So it's I'll find you great skincare, I'll find you great makeup stuff, but I'm so lost in hair products. So that's been my new goal to learn more about it. So that's where I learned about the clarifying shampoo because I do not wash my hair that often. That I'm okay, if I'm doing that, what do I need to recover or to really cleanse it?
The textured hairspray I got that my hairstylist recommended was really great. It lasted me a long time. It was expensive. I think it was $40, but it was well worth it. It smelled super good. It was that red one, and it just the way it texturized the hair was good. So I just need to buy another one of those.
Yeah, we just need to get that prioritized.
Absolutely.
But aside from that, I think it is also a big day.
Yes.
Your birthday?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. Last week I was lost, and this time I don't know. I think after watching the Gwyneth Paltrow interview, some of the things that she had to say was kind of it did resonate with me, where you really kind of discover yourself at any age, but it's typically later on. So I don't know. I'm more excited now to get out of my 20s.
I'm glad that it is true when she says that she woke up one day and she was just I don't care.
It's like a reset. And it reminded me of what you said. You just kind of stopped caring. And I feel I think I'm kind of done with the 20s and the confusion and not knowing who you are. And then it's just kind of just like being who you are instead of trying to figure it out. So
yeah, I think it's a time where you really accept who you are and start to like yourself.
Yeah.
Because you kind of were like, well, it's either that
or yeah,
like live in
what else could you be, really?
Pity.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what my goal is for this year, is to just kind of stop overthinking everything. Like my picture being taken or stupid stuff that nobody really cares about except me. But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun weekend. I have a 4-day weekend. Woohoo! I'm so excited.
Whatever.
To not
Whatever.
work.
No, I was kidding. It's your birthday. You deserve it. Well, happy birthday. Obviously, we wish you a fun weekend because you deserve it, and it's your last in your 20s.
Yeah, 29. And I realized that this is our 29th episode.
Shut up.
Yeah, on my 29th birthday. Isn't that crazy?
That's creepy. Like,
That's creepy,
good,
right?
Like, woo.
I thought it was a strange thing, but yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend. I don't really know what I'm going to do. I didn't really plan anything out this year. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow.
Maybe that's like a foreshadowing.
Yeah,
right?
Just kind of going with the flow. If people want to hang out, they can hang out. Cheers to everyone.
I think I was like that towards the end of my 30s. I mean,
it's like,
no. My end of my 20s, I was very much like, no, we don't have to, because I would go so hard for my early 20s.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where I'm like, no, it's not even a big deal. But now I'm back at it where I'm just like, why not? Like, just celebrate your birthday.
And fun fact, Yoselin, I'm pretty sure we mentioned this before. Yoselin and I are both Tauruses.
Yes.
So her birthday is coming up. And I am so pumped for your birthday theme. I need to already start looking, but I kind of looked up gloves today.
Okay.
And all of them were super cute. And I was like, I'm so excited to look
I
for
ordered some
something.
cute ones. I need to track and make sure it shows up on by the time. I ordered like 3 dresses just in case, like different sizes.
I think I might have seen the gloves you were talking about from Shein. It had like little pearls or something.
It had 2
on
pearls
it.
and like polka dots.
Yeah, so I saw what you're talking about. But yeah, May is the best month.
Taurus.
Yeah,
Taurus
season. So many great people are Tauruses, guys.
But I'm excited for you for your birthday weekend.
Ooh.
The boyfriend better be treating you like a princess this weekend.
He got the day off tomorrow. So,
okay.
Or today.
Oh, so you better.
Yeah,
you better.
So it's gonna be fun. I'm excited and pumped. And it's also Cinco de Mayo, so cheers to everyone.
Yeah, I feel like we need a margarita.
Yeah, have a safe Cinco de Mayo.
This could have been a
weekend.
Sponsored episode with some margaritas.
Right? That would have been so. You're already wearing green.
I know. It's my Evelyn Hugo green.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't on purpose.
Great. Okay, I was like, was that on purpose or not?
It wasn't. This is the dress I wanted to wear for picture day. But because we were in the green screen, we couldn't.
I almost wore green, so I'm glad I didn't.
So now this makes me want to go and buy this dress in different colors.
You should. Where'd you get that one?
Shein.
Okay. I like it.
I like it. Yes.
All right. We got some headlines and we got some topics. And of course, we're going to get into the Met Gala, which was, a day and night event. So let's start with these headlines.
Yes. Our quickie headlines, as I like to call it. Just a quick update. As you guys know, one of our books that we read, It Ends With Us is being adapted into a movie, and we have yet another casting update. So Jenny Slate is set to join Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and Brandon Sklenar in the Baldoni-directed film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel, It Ends With Us, which is currently in development.
I'm curious how it's going to play out with this entire cast.
I'm worried.
I'm not a super fan of the entire casting so far. So that's why I'm like, I hope Baldoni really is getting them for a reason.
Baldoni's a really good director, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He did that.
The one with Cole and
yeah,
Healy.
I think he's really good. However, I'm worried. Okay, the age, again, I still don't have a problem with it. I think it interferes with the storyline of what state of mind you're at certain ages, right? And then the other thing is, even though it was a great book, the theme and the storytelling could be lifetimey. And that's what I don't want it to be.
Yeah.
It's just,
I don't know. Well, I mean, I just hope that...
I do like Jenny Slate, though.
I do like her. I that wasn't who I envisioned. But I'm excited to see how they put it together.
Yes.
Let's just put it like that.
Let's just put it like that. Okay, another fast headline. Okay, Drew Barrymore, with just days away from the MTV Movie and TV Awards this weekend, Drew Barrymore has announced that she's pulling out as the host in solidarity with the writer's strike, according to a statement from the actress, obtained by ABC Audio. Quote, I have listened to the writers, and in order to truly respect them, I will pivot from hosting MTV Movie and TV Awards live in solidarity with the strike, the television actress and host has said. And I'll tell you this, as someone who writes for a living, and, I am like
in favor
like you have to be paid what you deserve.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Cough, cough. However,
especially with that kind of industry, the amount of money they make,
it's ridiculous. And as a producer, I'd be freaking out if my host left.
I think it's going to totally be one of those things where they just have random people present. Or how do they? Yeah, they they don't have a host. They just have people come and perform and do all these things.
But that's a whole rewrite.
Yeah.
Of shows.
3 days before, it's going to be interesting.
So if you're not caught up, writers in the union, and the writers
WGA,
guild, the Writers Guild, WDA, what's the A for? Association?
I think so.
Okay, it's a union for Hollywood writers, right?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, they are on strike because of union settlements of pay, and a lot of it has to do with streaming. It's just become something that is not outlined of how a writer should be paid for streaming, which makes sense because, you have your TV shows. You would get that fee, and then eventually, if it became a syndicated TV, you get X amount every time it reruns, right?
Yeah, but it's basically a syndicated product already since you can watch it multiple times.
So now in streaming, it's like, how do you measure that?
Yeah.
And they're just trying to fight into, they're striking. They're actually on, literally striking.
Yeah, like
they are on the streets.
The night shows, late night shows are all on syndication.
Reruns.
Because of...
Their writers are on strike, and they're literally on the streets of New York picketing, like, out there. And that
happened in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I remember Grey's Anatomy had that whole strike episode because I think it was inspired by the writers' strike. Yeah.
So I remember I was reading up on it, and they basically said that the late night shows are the first ones to get hit because they are
every night writers
every night they produce a show and then SNL, and then it's soap operas, and then it's
this could have an impact on movie theaters because
we won't see it until next year, because everything it's slotted for this year, but we won't feel it until next year. So that's kind of, and last strike lasted 100 days, and it's just
give them their money. So I am totally behind Drew Barrymore doing this. I think
she doesn't have to do it, and I'm glad she did it, and
especially because she has a daytime show, because she works with them all the time.
I actually read that Seth Meyers and Jimmy Fallon and NBC have come to an agreement that they will pay NBC will pay 2 weeks of their writers while they are picketing, and Seth and Jimmy are going to pay that third week out of their own pockets for them to still get a paycheck.
Yeah.
While they're striking, on strike.
Good for them.
I was reading that when it happened in the first time, a lot of the hosts, like Jay Leno, was forced to write his own monologues, and they were terrible. At that time, David Letterman was the only one who owned his own production, his own show, so it wasn't unionized. It wasn't through a production.
Yeah.
So his show was the only one still.
Interesting.
So he
pumping
peaked.
Out products.
So he peaked at that point. But yeah, it's an interesting, thing that's going on. I've found out that the writer of, oh my God, what is it? What was it? What is it? He's being interviewed all day. He's basically Doyle from Gilmore Girls. Did you ever watch the Gilmore Girls?
Yeah.
The
Doyle?
the editor for the college newspaper, the one that dates. He is like the lead writer now for some big show. I had no idea.
Abbott Elementary?
No. I'll think about it.
Okay.
But it was so weird to see, be like, oh, this is what he's doing. I thought he was an unemployed actor. Nope, he's
a writer.
He's a writer. So yeah, so Drew Barrymore is gonna do that. We'll have to see what MTV kind of does to make up for it. Our next story is an update. Sydney Sweeney and Jonathan Davino recently stepped out for a rare date night on the town. The engaged pair were spotted out and about in New York City on April 28th, which is the weekend before the Met Gala. They were seen with some people from White Lotus, just like a little
out to dinner, kind of in matching outfits, likely dispelling the rumors
that they are not. They had broken up.
Yeah, they haven't broken up over the whole Glenn Powell thing.
Oh, sorry, I should have connected this one, the Pete Davidson one. His episode of SNL was going to be his debut as host, was going to happen this Saturday, but because due to that strike, it has been canceled. So I was excited because he probably would have made fun of all the girls he's dated and like Kim probably, and
he also saw her this past
that's a whole nother thing. I love that. Okay, so another of our topics, is this it? Oh, right here, sorry. Jamie Foxx is speaking out for the first time since his daughter Corinne Foxx released a statement last month that the actor was hospitalized due to an undisclosed medical complication. He posted, "Appreciate all the love," on his Instagram, quote, "feeling blessed." We have no idea what's going on with him.
Yeah, but I'm glad that he's okay, because I wasn't sure if he was okay or was back in the hospital, but he's doing okay.
He's doing okay, so that's good. So some updates on a story that has been playing out for the last week. A Manhattan jury found Ed Sheeran's hit "Thinking Out Loud" did not infringe on the copyright of the classic Marvin Gaye song "Let's Get It On." The jury determined that Sheeran did not wrongfully copy compositional elements of the melodies from "Let's Get It On." Compositional?
I just said it really fast, hoping that no one would pay attention to the word.
Compositional or compositional?
I think it's compositional, right? Compositional. I don't know.
I forgot. I was gonna listen to both songs, but so it's been playing out. Let's Get It On.
Thinking out loud. So I mean, here's the thing with music. There are freaking only so many chords.
Yeah.
And how are you going to, like, for the rest of your life, you're going to end up using similar chords. And I liked his soundbite where he said, these are a part of your artist toolkit. It's going to be like this forever. Some songs are going to kind of sound the same. Like, it doesn't mean it's copyrighted. So good for Ed Sheeran. I think it's kind of ridiculous how people just want to make money off it.
It's a little out there. There is, if you listen to it, there is a song that John Mayer literally like stole parts of from a Jonas Brothers song.
Really?
It's the Love Bug. It's like, dun, dun. Like, I need to just listen John Mayer Love Bug, Google it, and you will find the song. It's exactly the same. And the Jonas Brothers have said, they're like, no, he literally came up to us on a award show saying like, I love the Love Bug song. Like, it's so blah, 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 blah.
And then copied it.
And then and then a year later he comes out with this song, and they just like are like, oh, well, I think they understand. It's like literally like 3 chords that you're just playing in order. During the jury for Ed Sheeran, he brought his guitar to show people like, these are 3 like chords, like these melodies are like foundations for songs. So I mean, good for him. I'm glad because, and I guess his co-writer, which is her only hit, she was very stressed out, and this has been they were sued 7 years ago, so they've been waiting for it.
It's been like 8 years of all this shit.
So let's go some 90s flashbacks. Okay, look at this. Matthew Lawrence is sharing his Me Too story. The actor told Brotherly Love podcast listeners on last week that he lost out on a Marvel role after refusing to strip for a director. Although Lawrence did not identify the person in question, he called them, quote, very prominent in the business. And of course, rumors have circulated that it might be him.
His history of this behavior, but
it's also
did you see the clip? I was genuinely annoyed at his brothers. Like, he was trying to honestly say like a something, and they were just like not shutting the F up. And I was like, can you all just like give him a second to spit it out?
So he does mention Marvel. Like, I didn't get a Marvel's like, what is it? Role. People, connect the dots, and they're like, well, the earliest Marvel stuff was Iron Man, and he was not at his peak, so he wouldn't even be called in. So it must have been during the X-Men. So then it once again connects that person. So, and I think he brings up such a great point where we speak about this like, oh, the Me Too movement, but he says that the public is not prepared to listen to when men have to speak, especially
Absolutely.
the last person who did, Brandon Fraser, remember him? He spoke out for being sexually assaulted allegedly, and he got blacklisted, and that's why he's literally referring to his career move right now as a comeback. The other person is Terry Crews.
Yeah, they're talking about it, but they're like making fun of it when he was trying to explain his story, and I was like, you all are the reason why men can't talk about it, because you all don't take it seriously.
And I'm just like, and now you will like. The only time you'll probably be in the headlines, and it's a serious topic, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if this is going to, this is a Brenda story. Kevin Costner's wife filed for divorce after 18 years of marriage. The couple were last seen together posing apparently happily for the cameras at the Oscars in March. There have been circulations and rumors, allegations of him cheating.
Yeah, with somebody on the show, and that she got pregnant, but those rumors are being dispelled.
Like his people have said that's absolutely not true. So there was a blind item a couple months ago saying that a lead from Yellowstone had got someone like I don't know if it was an extra or someone in the crew pregnant, and the rumor was either Kevin or someone else,
Wes Bentley.
And now with this filing, everyone's like, it's this, but his people are saying that it's not true. Is this the downfall of Kevin Costner? Oh, we'll see.
Maybe.
Okay, so another story. Francia Raiza is dodging questions any way she can about whether she's still good terms with Selena Gomez. The How I Met Your Father star was taking her dogs out for a walk Sunday in Studio City when she was asked about her relationship surrounding Selena, but she repeatedly, but not so subtly, changed the subject.
They're not friends, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, they're not friends, and it probably sucks that, this girl has been working in Hollywood since, remember, did you ever watch that show, American? The Secret Life.
Of course. Like she...
And that's how, and her relevancy has like...
She's always been kind of like a B-lister.
Yeah.
Like Selena...
made her a little known. So her relevancy for her career has always been asked about Selena. I'm pretty sure
like
sucks.
to give a kidney. Yeah.
I wish... Tell me this. Do you wish she would just like pull out her eyebrow a little bit? Like, they're so like...
They're very circular, but I think that could do a lot. I'm kind of even thinking like, no, I would look crazy if I did mine like this.
If you maybe, just like we just cut the tip, I've been tempted to do that.
I think I like my brow ridge. I think a little lift sometimes because I feel like the years that I would do wax, it kind of like lowered the... elasticity.
You have like really nice right here.
Thank you.
But sorry myself.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. So they're not friends basically. Well, we're just reading the body language, because if someone would question me about my friendship and I was friends with them, I'd be like,
what's wrong with you?
I'd be like, no, I love her, or something like that.
She was avoiding it.
Anyway, on this Saturday, tomorrow, King Charles III will become the fourth sovereign to be crowned at Westminster Abbey with the Queen Consort, even though they told us not to call her that, but whatever, crowned beside him. It's going to happen at 6 a.m. Eastern time, so that is 5 a.m. for Central time.
I definitely will not be watching because King, I'm not going to be mean, but I'm not a fan of King Charles, don't care about Queen Camilla, so...
I'm going to try. I probably won't.
Queen Consort.
I would want to watch it, though, because I want to be able to, like, in 30 years, be like, do you remember when, like, probably the last king of England was coronation? I want to be like, I was alive and I was watching what the last king of England was.
You need to give me the tea. Just tell me what the body language is between Harry, William, and Kate. That's all I want to know. I'll just watch all the TikToks
I mean,
later.
that's why I'm not like, if I wake up, whatever. If I don't wake up, whatever. Like, I probably won't just because I've been staying up late reading. But we'll see. We'll see. But they say that Meghan is also planning a birthday party for Archie this weekend. So it's like...
There's some blind items that say that she might ask Harry to pull out in the last second just to be like big F you. You figure it out.
Okay, if we see pictures of Meghan out and about this weekend, it's because she's purposely
1,000% intentional.
Which I don't blame her, but like we never see her and all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Nah, girl. Okay. So this is another, I guess it was a big week because James Corden has said
goodbye
to his late show. However, some new information is coming out about the reasoning behind his exit. So according to this news outlet that I don't know which one's reporting it, during James Corden's lengthy run as the show, the Late Show on CBS was reportedly losing as much as $20 million a year before going off the air. The program was netting less than $45 million against annual production expenses of $60 to $65 million. So it was basically costing more to make the show.
Yeah, I can only imagine all those street performances. Like, it's a ridiculous amount of money for a show that nobody even likes the host in. So
it was a very viral show, as in like clip-wise.
Yeah, it was very good for the clips. So make it a online show then instead of an actual show.
I didn't watch the last show or anything like that.
Oh, neither did I. I don't like James Corden. Never have. I don't like any of the Late Show hosts. I hate the Jimmys. I don't like James Corden. I don't know who else is out there, but
I hate you. I like Stephen Colbert though.
I like Stephen Colbert.
Yeah,
that's the only one I like. There you go.
I think he gives like such dad vibes. Another story we have is this one is interesting to me because I'm truly worried about Harry Styles. Houston, we got a new Harry Styles music video. The 29-year-old pop star dropped the adorable version for Satellite on Wednesday, making it the latest of the Harry's House track to get the single treatment. The video just shows a Wall-E-inspired little robot going throughout, like, different places. I just want Harry to know that he could take a break. Like, you could go on vacation. Like,
I bet he's gonna tour for that album.
I'm just like, okay. Honestly, I didn't really watch I had it on and I was just like watching it, but I wasn't like, it just felt a little forced, to be honest with you. Like,
yeah,
like he's in it, but he's not the star of it. So it's just like, oh, someone just put this together. But I just want him to know that you could take vacation. Like, you've toured enough. Like, we love your music. We love it. You already won. Take a break.
And that's a wrap on the headlines, right?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. All right, let's get into our topics for the show today.
Yes.
All right.
For the first
one. You just want me to take? Okay.
Well, the first one, I feel like you're going to take it. You know, Brenda is our in-house correspondent for the Vanderpump.
Okay, yes.
I will say that I have started watching them. I'm not caught up for this week, but I have started watching them.
Like
and
the current season or the
current season?
Okay.
I have not. I know you start. No, I just picked up.
Yeah, I was kind of like, do I want to watch this one?
I just picked up from.
Like the first episode of the first.
Not even.
Oh, okay.
I picked up mid when they go to Vegas for Sheena's. Do they go to Sheena's?
They go to Mexico for Sheena's wedding.
But for her bachelorette?
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Maybe they weren't there for her bachelorette, but they were in Vegas like a couple weeks before her wedding. That's when it really, like, Lala and
Katie?
No, the other one. The Raquel kind of got into it where, like, you like Dawn, I like Dawn. Like that kind of thing on the bed.
I heard about that situation.
That's where I picked up. I mean, it's not that hard to, like,
no,
follow,
it's really not.
So.
I mean, it's pretty cut and dry relationships. But this episode for Thursday was the one that we had kind of talked about last time where it's just becoming more obvious that there's something going on with Tom and Raquel. Raquel and the two Toms were in a hot tub together, and Raquel stayed over at Tom's house and was late to work the next day. Lisa called her out on it and was like, where were you? She was like, oh, I stayed over at Tom's. Lisa can smell the bullshit. So can her husband. We all have already seen that TikTok clip where, what's his name? Lisa's husband? Ken's like, cannot believe Raquel stayed over at Tom Sandoval's.
He just walked into that scene just to do that.
Like the script right here behind it.
And but Katie, right? It's like,
yeah, Katie's the one that tells everybody. She tells Lala. She tells the whole squad. Meanwhile, everyone's celebrating Raquel's birthday during a glamping trip. And Sheena, I can never say Sheena is basically telling Ariana, oh, Katie's making this big deal saying that you all are in an open relationship because Raquel and Tom were hanging out. She's like, Raquel's my best friend. I trust her. Like, it's just so bad. And Raquel's like, you all are my best friends. You all are my unit, my group. Like, we're going to be friends forever. It's just kind of like, no. You 1,000% can tell Tom is absolutely in love with Raquel. He's always defending Raquel. He's always staring deeply into her eyes, giving her hugs in front of and Ariana's just there, not completely. Her grandma just passed away in this episode or the prior episode. And the moment that her grandma passed away, Tom was at a party and was like, oh, I can't find a ride home. I'm sorry. It's going to take me a while. He had a ride. He just chose not to take that ride home to comfort Ariana. And she confronts him about it. And he's like, oh, it's because I thought you wanted some time to yourself. She was like, when my dad passed away, like, we were together, but I told you how much I needed a partner during that time. And you said you would do that someday. Then my grandma passes away and you just stay at a party with Raquel. It's just so obvious. Like, it is becoming more obvious, and these people are looking more stupid for trusting her.
I did see the clip where Lala's kind of like, the last time, the way Sandoval speaks about Raquel, the last time we heard him like speak that way about someone else was the way he would speak about Ariana when he was
fights tooth and nail all the time. He's always defending her, like, you all are together 1,000%.
I think it's noticeable with like 2 or 3 episodes ago when they go to the restaurant that she's working. It's the 2 Toms and what's her name? Vanderpump? Lisa and them are talking, and then they're like,
yes,
they called you a slut, and she gets upset, visibly upset, that they're like, Lala called you a or
it was Katie
called you a slut, a whore. And Tom was like, oh, I think she's like, you could just see like he felt for her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Allah, like,
and then
chill.
when he like, she's sitting in between the 2 Toms, and Tom Sandoval is like fully on her, and Lisa's like, what the hell? And he like gives her this creepy ass look. Everyone knows except Ariana and she, like, they know, but they're just like, Raquel would never do that. She's our best friend. Like, why would she do a thing like that?
It's like the behavior is questionable, but then it's like, oh, but that's her best friend. Like, you know, like, I just don't know.
It's ridiculous. And then the finale for season 10 trailer has come out. I am so freaking excited to see.
I saw the trailer.
Fireworks.
Is that just one episode?
I don't know. I feel like they need to milk it by making it a 2-parter. I think it's going to be them finding out and the reaction of everybody, maybe part 2.
Yeah.
It would make so much sense to make a 2-parter because you want people to tune in. Yes.
Stretch it out.
So Ariana is livid, 1,000% has the right to be. Everyone's upset, basically. And then you see Raquel and Tom just like laughing and smiling. Like, I know it's probably out of context. They clip it for a reason, but how is that your reaction? Like, I didn't think anybody would care. Like, this is such a big deal now. Of course it's a big deal. You cheated on your best friend's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Cheated with your best friend's boyfriend.
I'm excited to see how many more episodes we have left, and then the reunion is supposed to be super good. Like,
yeah, I'm so excited for the reunion.
And that's not the worst part. As a viewer, it's great, but as, I guess, for Sandoval and Raquel, the fact that it kind of died down now.
Yeah.
But it's going to start all over once the reunion pops up, or once the revelation is made on the show.
So, I mean, and I was thinking about it on the drive here. Like, Ariana is already dating somebody. She met this guy. I think they met. I haven't really read too much into this guy, but they were spotted together at Coachella making out. They've been out and about in LA. I just saw pictures of them in New York, just kind of living their lives. Like, people are fully moving on. and it's like just taking too long to catch up. Like the trailer for next week's episode.
When did it happen?
It happened like in February. Yeah, because it was right around Valentine's.
Do you think not to judge her, but like, is this guy just a rebound? I feel so. Like you're just doing it for
just to feel like
something.
Why feel bad about the other guy when you can just move on with the next? Some wise words being said right now. Why be with the guy who cheated on you when you can just move on to the next thing?
Absolutely.
Why waste your time?
Don't like. Yeah, I mean, good for her. But it is.
She went to the White House
that was
dinner
so
thing.
awkward.
Like you go from like working at SUR as a waitress to like the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Like
so Lisa, her and Lala went. They were in the NBC Universal table. And the host comedian for that night actually made a Vanderpump joke.
Yes.
And she was just like, how awkward.
Like, how can you not take the opportunity? It was something about Tom Sandoval, and I was like, yes, please, let's put that out there. But actually, Raquel is currently still at that treatment center. I saw that she asked her publicist to, like, post on her Instagram about mental health because, obviously, she's going through it right now.
She should stay there until the reunion.
Oh yeah, because it's going to be a huge fallout to that now that people who didn't watch but are going to hear about everything that's happening in that finale, they're going to have their eyes glued to that. But
because there's lots of people that probably saw the scandal, unfold
and aren't watching, like that. I think that was our original plan, was not to watch until the ending,
weren't gonna watch.
And then here we are. All right, let's move on to our next topic.
Okay, so our next one is Gwyneth Paltrow is the latest guest to sit on the podcast, Call Her Daddy. And let me just tell you, we are kind of critics of that show because the interviewing can kind of be frustrating, but I felt Gwyneth Paltrow was so relatable and so cute and so adorable. And sometimes I have come to
not like her
or just tolerate the fact that the I guess misconception that she the public misconception of her is that she is not cold but kind of not like aware of it, like the whole like clips of her not when she's asked what Marvel's movie she's in and she's like, I'm not in that movie. They're like, you literally are. It's to the point where like it's just like it's giving that energy of the people that
they're too rich. They don't even know what's going on.
Like, oh, you don't even know what project you did because
out
you're
of touch with reality.
Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. So it's not that I like her, but I have just accepted that she is an out of touch person and that's who she is. But I thought she was so adorable in this interview and she was so open and free. And it kind of reminds me that, these starlets from the 90s are getting older and they don't give a shit about anything and are just willing to reveal stuff. We learned a lot about her relationship with Brad Pitt and Ben Affleck by playing a game of
would you rather
because it was better kisser, best sex,
better style Brad, more romance Brad, funnier Ben, argumentative Ben, not surprising, high maintenance, both are chill, cared more about appearance. She said neither did. Both good kissers. Brad was major chemistry, love of your life kind of sex, and Ben was technically excellent.
When they're like Jennifer Lopez, my hat's off to Jennifer Lopez.
He is technically excellent.
I do wish that she would have shared that name. She's like, like someone that you don't know I dated, but she did confirm that she never kissed or dated Leo DiCaprio, Johnny Depp, and Bradley Cooper. She said she
didn't even know who he was.
Yeah,
knew who he was, but never met him.
They've never met, and I don't even think they're in the same
orbit.
It
wouldn't make any sense. They're different generations.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper was during the Jennifer Lawrence age, where this chick was in the 90s. Yeah. She said that Leo DiCaprio, she never not touched, but you know what I mean. They never kissed or anything.
Got intimate.
Because he was known since he was 19 to just give out his goodies kind of vibe.
Oh, that makes total sense.
And Johnny Depp, they did a movie together, which I'm pretty sure they kissed in the movie, but she said
never anything outside.
She said we never kissed, but she's like, I did a movie with him, but we never did anything outside.
As far as F, Marry, Kill, obviously she was in love with Brad Pitt. So Brad Pitt, she would marry Chris Martin because she has kids with them and kids with him, and she would kill Ben, but not intentionally, just because that was the only other option.
I loved her. I not loved it, but it was an interesting perspective with her when she talked about her marriage, how she met him a couple weeks after losing her dad, and how that probably played a part in the way she viewed him, like, you know, having goggles on, whether it's like your need for a man, you know, father figure, and when she's grieving, she ended up finding her husband, but then in hindsight, that probably affected, like, were they really meant to be? But I did also like that she knew that maybe he wasn't the love of her life, but they were meant to have kids together. And I think that's such a healthy way to see it, because then...
And I think that's so interesting, because she was like, you know, when I met him, I had a deep connection to him because I knew there was something more to that relationship. Like, I was going to have kids with him someday. And I feel like there are levels to every relationship, and that feeling that you get from it. Like, if it's going to be something that's going to be for maybe a couple months, something deeper where, you know, it's going to last maybe a couple years, and then that connection where you're like, oh, this is the father of my child.
You know, like, it's so weird to me because I'm very much like, if you know this person is not like your end game, like, I'm very much like, why even bother? You, like, waste your time. But then I'm assuming you still have that feeling of like, but we have a bigger picture, like, they're destined to be the father of my kids, the wife of my, you know, I don't know, it's just interesting. It makes me realize, it made me, when she talked about all her relationships and her viewpoint and how she's like, when she turned 30, she felt more comfortable with herself, or towards 40, actually. It wasn't until 38
40 that she feel like she got a reset, and then 50 she was like, you reset again.
It makes me like, it made me really question my stuff, where I'm just like, oh, like, I feel like if you would have asked me in my 20s, I would have been like, oh, one love of your life, like, forever and ever. And now I'm just like, hey, if you need to divorce someone, you need to divorce someone.
I agree. I feel like it's not as black and white when it comes to stuff like that anymore. Not that I'm like, get married and have a divorce. Sometimes I just don't even, not that I don't see the point of marriage, I do. I just feel like it doesn't need to happen overnight. Like, you don't need to be with somebody for 2 years and that means you need to get married right away. Or, I don't know, I just don't feel like there should be sets of rules getting into a marriage or leaving a marriage. I think that, you know, I feel like our society is past thinking that marriage is so...
And it's, and I think she is such a good representative, because she is like the starlight from the 90s who probably felt that pressure.
The conscious uncoupling. Remember that they called it conscious uncoupling? That everyone like gave them shit because it's like, you're getting a divorce. They called it conscious uncoupling. Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Oh, shit.
That's why everyone's like, are you what? That's why they think she's out of touch, because she just says shit sometimes. You're like, what?
That sounds like her, right? That's interesting. And I do like that her and Chris still have a really good relationship. Other interesting things.
Can I say the things that I was not happy with in the interview?
Yeah.
I really like that Alex touched on the Me Too thing and how she was a part of all of that information that came out. I don't like that they didn't get more into it, because I feel like that was such a pivotal moment in history that she was a part of.
She made it legitimate.
Yeah. Like, talk about that. She never asked about her current husband, Brad Paltrow.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how they met.
And how they worked with each other. They've been working with each other.
Exactly. And, you know, I would have liked to know more about her and Chris's dynamic, that, you know, he's currently with Dakota Johnson. He's been with Jennifer Lawrence. She's been so accepting of his partners, like what that's like family dynamic wise, like how that works out. It just kind of, she was all focusing, which I loved Brad in her previous relationships, but it wasn't, there were still so many things that I would like to know about her.
And I could have done the 30 more minutes of it, like, definitely, because as you said, she legitimized that Me Too movement. She legitimized that Harry thing.
Harry Weinstein.
Yeah, I'm like, I was gonna call him Weinstein. I think she played such a big role, and for like, when have we ever seen someone in her caliber to be like, yes, there is this type of abuse in our industry, and I would have also loved to circled back to that comment of her when she came forward that Brad Pitt was the one who defended her against Harvey, not Harry, Harvey.
Like,
that he was just like, don't like mess with her because you'll do like, I love you, Brad Pitt. But I think she really made, like, it was such a revolution, like such a revelation and revolution for the industry and for women in general, and she truly legitimized the thing, because kind of look at it, a lot of people that spoke out were people that didn't make it big because they were ended up like being blacklisted,
or like they never got to be able to be an actress because of that, and she was the actress that you know. But I don't know if it's because Alex Cooper's show is more about sex that they didn't touch on that, but I'm like, I feel like that would have been a perfect launching pad for Gwen to be like, oh, I'm gonna have a podcast where I talk about my life and talk about these things, like a Goop podcast. Like, I would love to just hear an episode where she talks all about that. But I actually saw that HBO Max has a mini series with Ronan Farrow, who wrote all about the Me Too movement. Because I was looking at the books, the one she said, and his book Catch and Kill, et cetera, and I saw that HBO Max has like that 6 episodes or something. So I want to watch that,
because I'd love to, as journalists, I'd love to see how he
got out of them. It looked really good. So yeah.
What else did she talk about that I really liked?
I really liked how she said, you know, when I had Apple, I really realized I no longer really wanted to be in the industry, and I had to figure out what am I going to do next, because I've totally had that.
I love that.
Like, I like what I'm doing now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have my days where I'm not super happy, but I feel like I haven't found the thing where I'm like, I wake up every day and I'm like, this is it.
This is what I meant to do.
Yeah. And she was like, it took time, but I realized one day I want to build something that I genuinely love, and that I know that I did it, because it is true. Goop was one of the first wellness like things that I heard about personally. And she was like, the only thing out there was Jane Fonda, and she would get a whole lot of shit for her stuff. So, and I feel like it's because of Goop that it seemed more out of touch because of the products that she would sell, like $1,000 candle of her vagina and what it smells like. Like, it's those things that you're like, what are you doing? How are you
now connecting? People like that, 6-7 years ago, people were like, what are you talking about? Rocks for my energy? Like, what? And now it's like people will eat that shit up.
She was like ahead of her time in that aspect. And I love that they closed it out with like the misconceptions. She said, everyone thinks I'm a cold person, but I'm actually like
really likable.
And I did like her. I really did like her.
Yeah, she's Holly Holiday.
Who's Holly Holiday?
Gwen's character in Glee, when she's a substitute teacher.
Yes.
So I would have loved that. I think that's kind of it. Like, it was a good interview.
It was. I feel like that was one of her better interviews, but it's because of her subject. Like, Gwen was giving her everything. There were a few moments where I was like, Alex, girl, good job in listening and like asking her questions and response. So yeah.
I liked it. I would be intrigued to like now sit down and listen to something that like I want to go on the Goop website now and like look up some of her stuff, especially since she talked about how the first 5 years it had no revenue or monetization around it, because she legitimately wanted just to, you know, spread the word,
telling your friends like you should buy this
newsletter. Things. So I am now interested in exploring Goop and kind of reading through the recommendations, because she also brought that up to like where a lot of people make fun of them, but she's like, we take like
time to research, and
it's
if we
a
know that we're
thing.
Researching, we're telling you that we're researching into this.
It's like a development or a work, something in works, and I respect that. So probably I probably am gonna be am I a Goop girl now?
I think we're Gwen girls now. We're Gwen stans now.
Yes. I wish you well.
I wish you well. I really want to know more about you, but I guess
she's kind of moving up on my list.
Yeah. Interesting. And she's a good actress, so.
And I think she's self-aware. I think she's very self-aware of her privilege and that maybe she doesn't say the most relatable things, but I think being self-aware, it's like, yeah, I am a Nepo baby. Like,
Yeah.
it's
I
the
love
cards
that.
that were drawn, so I'm going to accept it.
Yeah.
We love that for her.
We love Gwen. All right, let's move on to our next topic, which is going to be a fun one.
Which, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I am so confused by this because this story is everywhere, dude. Like,
that's why I was like, let's bump out King
okay,
Charles.
this little thing I'm about to read, I got it off of Fox News.
I saw that Fox News had an article about it.
So this is like what? Okay, so guys, Taylor Swift is cozying up to a new British Bachelor singer, Matt Healy, according to reports. Swift, 33, Healy, 34, are preparing to take their relationship to the next level by going public with their romance, The Sun reported. As the Midnight Singer is gearing up for her performance in Nashville, Tennessee this weekend, Swift and the frontman for the band of the 1975 have plans to publicly come together, according to a media outlet. Although Swift's representation did not respond to Fox News Digital's request for comment, Healy's team said they had nothing to add.
It's totally gonna happen, and
it is like, okay,
I was wondering who she would date next. I was not expecting Matty Healy.
Isn't he like a little problematic?
So I saw one thing, like, why Swifties are mad at Taylor for dating him. They're like, you're dating a guy with bad teeth who, like, is a drug addict. It's just, like, very not clean-cut Taylor.
I was hoping it was going to be someone from Formula One. So let me tell you this. So we know that when the breakup was announced, and it wasn't a rumor, it became close sources, but it was in, like, every page that making it seem that the close sources might be from within the house, saying it was with her own team, not directly saying, like, don't quote me on it, but this is true. And that's how we kind of know that, like, once, like, these places and these bigger...
Once these pieces start moving, it's for another thing to come out.
Yeah, and the fact that... there's been, like, 2 or 3 rumors in the last 3 weeks of who she's dating, like, from Formula One drivers to something else, and they're just like blog posts, and it doesn't really get picked up by these major outlets. And now the fact that this is on Fox News Digital, like,
it was similar to when the breakup
came out.
When CNN had it, people were like, it's legitimate.
I don't know if are they together or are they okaying this release to distract from something else?
I think it's a play at something.
Do you think it's to overshadow someone's pregnancy announcement?
Okay, so I love this theory. I mean, what do they call it? The Gaylors? Okay, Gaylors. They obviously have always said that Taylor and Carly Kloss were a couple at some point. Mm-hmm. They have total Evelyn Hugo and Celia St. James vibes, where at the Met, Carly revealed that she's pregnant with her second baby, and there are theories out there that the reason why Taylor's coming out with this is to not rebuke that, but to, like, fire back at that whole situation by being like, hi, I'm in a new relationship. F you and your baby. Because
she's done stuff, like, she releases stuff on, like, Kim Kardashian's birthday. Like, so people aren't like, oh, it's Kim. If it's a slow news day and it's Kim Kardashian's birthday, it's going to be trending on Twitter. But if you're Taylor Swift and you drop a single, that's going to be trending on Twitter. And now that there's this relationship, like, it's going to overshadow a pregnancy announcement. I just, want to
see pictures of them together because I cannot, like, he's whatever. My thing wasn't he, like, rumored to be kind of dating Phoebe Bridgers after her relationship with Paul Mescal? And Phoebe and Taylor are friends, so it's, like, kind of out of... I don't know if they were entirely dating, but it was kind of just out of left field. Just, like, I feel like I hear more of his name now recently. But they've been pictured together. She goes
to their shows. So it was their concert where those pictures of them allegedly kissing.
Carly and her kissing. So if she's getting back at Carly by dating the 1975 front, like, the singer,
that is,
like,
so Evelyn
right? I'm like, that's such a dig. But yeah, I guess we're gonna see how this develops.
She does have a shows this weekend, so we'll be following along.
I mean, no lie, I always watch.
Me too.
I don't have a life on Friday nights, so I just watch her show, and I'm
Live
just
stream it?
so upset. Like, she really hated Sunday Night Arlington. I swear to God, she really did, and I'm still upset. Every time I see an amazing song, I'm like, why? Why did you have to save it for them, huh? But yeah, I'm excited to see him in that little VIP area. Let's see what era he'll be. Reputation?
Probably.
All right, guys, for the piece de resistance, I don't know if that means the finale.
What is it?
I don't even want to repeat it because I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly in French, but piece de resistance. I don't know. This is the finale, the Met Gala. Guys.
The Met Gala, guys. Okay, so the 2023 Met Gala honored the incredible legacy of the late designer Karl Lagerfeld. So that's no surprise that many of the night's A-listers attendees chose to pay homage, or do you say homage? Yeah, to his work with their own ensembles. The best dressed of the bunch were those who found distinct ways to honor a signature Lagerfeld look, whether it's his collection's reoccurring use of pearls, bows, and tweeds, or Karl's own personal style itself through a sleek tie, crisp shirts, and blazers. So I kind of have a list of some of my favorite people were Billie Eilish,
Okay.
Anne Hathaway,
Yes.
Dua Lipa, Margot Robbie. I'll explain. Anok Ye.
Yes, loved her.
Yeah. Gigi Hadid, Camilla Moroni, the girl from
Camila
Daisy.
Morone? Okay.
And I think that's kind of it. My favorite was Anne Hathaway and Dua Lipa, and kind of Doja Cat too.
I loved Doja Cat. Loved it.
Okay, Nicole Kidman. I was all right, but I love the history behind her dress.
Yeah.
It's the one she wore when she was the face of Chanel.
Also, Giselle Bundchen wore a dress that she wore for an editorial. It was that white dress with that feathery cape. She wore that in homage. See, my thing is the Met is about creativity. It's about avant-garde. It's about drama.
Emma Chamberlain was my favorite.
Oh, yeah, Emma Chamberlain.
Wait, what the heck? Emma.
I loved her outfit.
I loved
how it looked like it was something I would wear.
Yeah.
Like, you would wear it, but it played so much homage to it. I loved the black. I loved the baby blue. I loved both outfits.
Oh, and Sydney Sweeney. I did like hers. They were both Miu Miu?
Yeah, Miu Miu. With Sydney Sweeney, I could have done without the bow in the hair. If you're going to do the bow on the bottom, don't do another bow. Like, let one bow have the sunshine. I liked Doja Cat. So my thing with Dua Lipa's look, I liked the dress, the hair. I'm like, girl,
I could have done it pulled back.
The way you see it with the model, who is it? Barbara? No.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yes. I liked the hair up. A hat, like, make it like you're not going to an award show. You're going to the Met Gala. People, like, let's think of these things. I know this is like the controversial one, Kendall Jenner's look. I totally feel like it looked like that outfit that Chris wore that one time. I feel like it, but I did like the sleeves. I loved the super high boot.
If anyone could wear it, it'd be her, but Cardi B. I forgot Cardi B. I loved her whole ensemble, the gray hair and everything.
I loved everyone that was styled by Tom Brown. Tom Brown took the night. I did not check the names. Jenna Ortega was a part of Tom Brown.
Daniel Ricciardo. He's a Formula One driver.
Okay, he was there with him. I'm not sure, but I saw a video of him admiring Anne Hathaway.
And then she's like, "Hi, Daniel. I'm a huge fan." I'm like, "Me too, Em. Me too."
Anne is so cute. Tom Brown killed it. I just wasn't a fan of Olivia Rodrigo's outfit. It felt like very Betty Boop.
It did, and like not memorable.
Yeah, it was very like.
She's coming out with music soon, right? Like we all could.
I saw a blind item where it was like, oh, you had to keep this A+ movie actress, whatever. Jared Leto apparently is a huge creepo with her, but not surprising. Jared Leto's a creep. His was a little too literal.
Yes.
This isn't a costume contest. This is the Met Gala, guys.
Yeah.
Like, of course, Rihanna killed it because Rihanna knows what she is attending. Her. She understands.
Did you see that video of ASAP Rocky jumping the fence? That girl.
That girl was
Pobrecita.
so
like,
shook.
yeah. So Dua Lipa, I think if she would have done like a ponytail like Carl does with the like a low pony, slick black with a huge bow, I think that would have been super epic because it would be, you know.
Penelope Cruz's dress was cute. Or not cute, but it was all right.
Margot Robbie's, I think it was cute, but I think you could have given me more. Like,
I feel like it did not fit her well. Like they needed to cinch it in, do something. It looked better on the model in the runway than it did on her. And Margot Robbie's beautiful. Like it felt very her Chanel contract, and she's being like forced to wear. And
she was in Chanel.
Basic dress.
I think whoever the new stylist, I truly forget her name, which I follow her on TikTok though. The stylist that Anne Hathaway is working with right now, she needs to also work with Margot Robbie, like ASAP.
Now that she's out of that contract, please somebody grab her. She is a beautiful woman who needs a stylist, for the love of God.
I do want to, let's talk about the Kardashians because we can't like ignore them. So
I was surprised Kylie went.
Me too.
Let's talk about her dress because there's also a lot of discourse on that. So she was the only one that wore color, which I loved the dress. They said it was very Andre Diontali, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, because he was really close to Carl, and he would always wear those capes, those long capes.
I think that the color signifies something because it was the same color as the red carpet, like those lines in the red carpet. It matched, so it must mean something. I don't know the connection with Carl. I thought she looked beautiful. I think she is such a model. I think she poses better than Kendall. However, it was something we always see her in, a sexy red dress.
Her nighttime outfit though was really the white dress with the.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's cute.
I think I've seen it. Now Kim Kardashian's look.
Is this season 1 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
It was giving Playboy.
Yeah.
But that like gap between the top and the bottom, I was just like.
Also, everyone was pointing out that the whites didn't even match. Like the bodice didn't match the puff thing. It didn't match this. Didn't match. Like at least keep it cohesive.
I just felt like it should have just been. I like the idea of the pearls because he's so like known for that. I think it just should have been draped better. Someone who had a similar dress to that was Amanda Seyfried. She had like that loop. Yeah. However, hers was short, and I just didn't like it from the bottom down. If the same pattern of Amanda's would have kept going down, I think it would have been better.
Yeah.
Kendall, also, as we mentioned,
Kim. I think she's wearing colored contacts. Girl, why?
I think the photograph.
The makeup and the hair aged her so much.
And the neck.
Yeah, she did not look good. Hair, makeup, outfit, not cohesive. I just didn't.
It wasn't
even like the top 20. It was very much down there. It was giving like the whole sofa again at Met Gala.
Pobrecita. Okay. Who else? Who else? Oh, Olivia Wilde.
I need to pull up the TikTok where it kind of goes over some of the highlights of them.
So Olivia Wilde came in a dress. I don't know who freaking designed it, but it's called the violin dress because it kind of resembles a violin in the front part. And someone else wore the black version of it.
Tokyo Vogue editor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she wore it better.
And it's just, it questions because Anna Wintour is known that she allegedly approves every outfit. So the fact that she approved to people, it's like, what did Olivia
whole Devil Wears Prada thing where you hate the other Vogue editors, so you're like, yeah, wear that dress.
So it's just like, wow, she let that slip. Another thing was that Anna Wintour launched her
hard launched with Bill Nye.
Not the science guy.
No, not the science guy. The Love Actually guy.
Yeah,
the radio host.
It's always been rumored that they've been in a
that's
relationship.
What I like. That's what just popped up as you mentioned.
Yeah, it's been a rumor that they've been together for a couple of years, but she never really goes out with him publicly. And this was their first public event. Hard launch.
And it wasn't only Karlie Kloss who announced her pregnancy. It was also Serena Williams. So congratulations to her. And then Benito was there.
Yeah.
And
so let's
honestly, the men killed it.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper looked really good. Pedro Pascal
outfits were just like
dirty little snee of his.
Only the men understood the assignment. The women did not understand the assignment. The men, I feel like the men took it this year. The majority of them.
Like the three that dressed up. I didn't like
I didn't like Lil Nas X's outfit.
It looked too costumey for me.
Just like Jared Leto's
Yeah.
literal cat suit. How is
I
that?
wish if Kendall Jenner would have shown up in Doja Cat's look with like those big boots, I think that would have been
crazy. She was like, she said she was 6'7".
Uh-huh.
Like, imagine like I'm like 5'3". That's like a whole ass person above me.
So segueing into the after parties, we
loved her nighttime outfit.
Her nighttime outfit was also Chanel.
It was a replica of Chanel.
It was a replica. Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So she is spot. Okay, I love the fact that after the gala, they have pictures of her Bad Bunny being in the bus with them.
Yeah.
And he's going into the hotel and they go up and chill for her to dress, and then they come back down.
He looked hot.
Yeah, he looks really good actually, and I don't think he's attractive.
Oh man, I love Benito.
However, did you see that video I sent you on TikTok? The one where Emrata?
Yeah. They're like, get off of it.
There's this video, guys, where I didn't even know people dance at these Hollywood parties, to be real. So it's a large crowd, and you just see like Bad Bunny kind of being in front of Kendall, and they're just kind of like bopping, and someone walks beside him like this way, and they say hi to someone else, and Kendall, who's standing here, realizes that this person is Emily Ratajkowski, and she puts her hand around Benito. I was just like,
he's mine.
And you could see like she spots her and is like,
I kind of feel like that sort of dispels the PR relationship. I think they genuinely like each other, and I think they're cute. Like on the red carpet, apparently during E's live stream, they like side framed Benito being on the red carpet, and Kendall just keeps like eyeing him and seeing how he's doing.
Kylie was totally drunk on the red carpet, right? Like she was feeling herself.
She was feeling herself. I definitely felt a different energy from her. And then when he was in line, he was watching her. She was doing her thing. But I think they genuinely like each other.
And then Vogue actually posted, I guess they waited for each other at the top of the like at the top, and then they were walking into the hallway together, and Vogue posted that. I'm like, y'all want the likes? Y'all want the likes?
So cute. But yeah, it was, I feel like people were obviously more on theme because the theme was interesting. I think it was easy to.
One of the better participated ones, not the best. I think Heavenly Bodies has been my favorite.
Oh yeah, and they said there was a lot of people this year in attendance. Didn't really hear anything about the after parties. Nothing crazy.
Kylie. Oh, I did see the dress. Kylie got rejected from a party.
She got rejected from Doja Cat's party and Doja and P Diddy's party. So people are like, she's definitely a selinator.
That's funny.
Not sure, but yeah, that is a wrap on the Met 2023 Karl Lagerfeld theme, which another thing people
will be on the red carpet next year.
We will be your correspondents. Watch out, Emma Chamberlain, because we're coming after you. But yeah, we of course have our monthly book club discussion. That's going to be a separate episode. So if you all did join us, click on that video.
Click on the video. We are recapping The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So we'll see you here next week, y'all.
Bye.